I greet you in Jesus' precious name. I want to speak to you today about receiving a touch from God. Wow, a touch from God. Yes, Jacob experienced that, didn't he? If we go to the book of Genesis, chapter 32, and I'm reading from verse 30. So Jacob called the name of the place Peniel. For I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. In other words, I saw God and I still lived. How's that for a miracle? Just as he crossed over Peniel, the sun rose on him, and he limped on his hip. Therefore, to this day, the children of Israel do not eat the muscle that shrank, which is on the hip socket, because God touched the socket of Jacob's hip in the muscle that shrank. From that day onwards, folks, Jacob walked with a limp. I heard somebody tell me a long time ago, always follow a man who walks with a limp. Why, you ask? Because that man knows about pain, suffering, making mistakes, and he's walking slowly now with a limp. He'll never be a 100-meter sprinter again, but he won't make mistakes either. Do not be afraid if you've received a touch of God. It might very well save your life one day. 2 Corinthians chapter 12 and verse 9, the Lord says, remember he said it to Paul the apostle, my grace is sufficient for you. My strength is made perfect through weakness. So when we are weak, then we are strong. That's a real paradox, isn't it? And it's so true. You see, folks, Saul of Tarsus was on a mission. Yes, he was in a 100-meter sprint. He was trying to get to Damascus to persecute the Christians. And the Lord knocked him off his horse halfway to Damascus. And he was stone blind. Remember, he lay on the floor, on the ground, and he said, Lord, who are you? I am Jesus, who you are persecuting, because you are persecuting my people. Now, I know he got his eyesight restored when he was in Straight Street in Damascus. I know that. But I want to say something to you, and I know maybe some people will not agree with me. It's just my opinion. There's no proof of it. I don't think Paul got his sight 100% back. Because after this, you see, many times he says, I'm signing this letter with my own handwriting. He talks about physical sight and spiritual sight. He might have lost his sight physically, but folks, he became a giant in the faith spiritually. He wrote 2/3 of the New Testament. He suffered more than any other disciple. In fact, more than all of them together. That's it, Paul. And he says, I rejoice in my tribulation, in my limp, because tribulation worketh patience, patience character, and character hope. I think you'll find that in Romans chapter 5, verses 3 and 4. So do not be alarmed if you get a touch from God. Maybe he's putting the handbrake on, and in years to come, you'll say, Lord, I'm so pleased I didn't go through with that deal. I'm so pleased I didn't marry that man. I'm so pleased, Lord, that the brakes were put on because it saved my life. Jesus bless you and goodbye.